Hello, BookTube. Trying to make this video is going about as well as my August TBR. Yay, I actually said August instead of April, which is, anyway, it's being one of those weeks. Anyway, so yesterday, until Steve Donahue's The Next Generation tag, Saved Tag Tuesday, I had no new tags or older tags to do tag necromancy with. So I was going to go ahead and talk about a part of my August reading plans, the back to school reading project, which was a reading project or booktube event created in 2020 by Doris of Aldi Books. Although I think she called it the Summer School um, Challenge or something. It's been 2 years, in which participants basically selected a TBR based around school subjects. And I participated and I enjoyed the idea of it, and it stuck with me. And I brought it back last year as a personal reading project. Neither year's readings necessarily did all that much for me, to be honest. Um, and I don't actually remember anything from the first one. So anyway, but I wanted to do it again this year, even though I don't really do all that well with booktube events. More often than not, it's Bellapalooza with me and booktube events, but let's try it again anyway. So I've been thinking about my what books I wanted to put on my TBR for the back to school reading project. And yesterday, as I was pulling those books down from my shelves and putting them on my bed before I made a video about them, I came to the realization that I really was not all that interested in these books, save for a few. And looking at what I pulled for um, Garbogust, the booktube reading event created by Criminali, in which participants read trash literature in the month of August, I'm not really all that enthusiastic about that pile of books either. So I think this video is going to be me just talking about that, and maybe I could talk myself into being more enthusiastic or talk myself into just giving into the chaos and just mood reading my way through August. Let's see. So, anyway, so when I was thinking about my back to school reading project and what books I wanted to read, um, an immediate idea came to mind for Spanish, the second language. So, a quick uh, recap of what the back to school reading project is you basically pick books that are somehow or other related to the school subjects, mostly like middle school and high school. So there's the big five of your primary language, which in my case would be English, and then a secondary language, which would in this case be Spanish, history, math, science, and then your electives, which are also often requirements at one point or another, which would be like art and theater and computer science and home ec and speech and so on and so forth. So for the big five, so I knew immediately what I wanted to do for Spanish, and also would double for Women in Translation Month as well. So I mean, I knew immediately I wanted to read The Poetess Counts to 100 and Bows Out by Ana Enriqueta Terran and Night Journey by Maria Negroni. So I'm really looking forward to these two. So, I mean, definitely no matter what happens, I think I'm going to start August with these two for sure. But then the problem started with English, and I just I wasn't too terribly happy with my options. I could, and I was seriously considering buying like a novel of Barbara Kingsolver's or Percival Everett or even Jesmyn Ward, but no. Particularly with Barbara Kingsolver, because I was thinking of the Lacuna, and from what I read from the first few pages, I don't think so. But anyway, so then I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could do something like a novel for my shelves, maybe a second look at The Mill on the Floss or Age of Innocence, or a novel that I haven't gotten to yet, or maybe a long overdue reread like Home at the End of the World or The Hours, both by Michael Cunningham. And then I thought, well, maybe I could just do some poetry, just stick with poetry for this year. And so I was initially thinking of having another go at the selected poetry of Robinson Jeffers, which I've dipped into since I re-added this book to my collection, and I haven't really gotten on with it as much as I remember getting on with this collection when I was younger and I had this collection for the first time in the early 2000s. But then looking at it, I don't know. And then I was thinking of maybe having a final go at poems by Elizabeth Bishop. I have struggled with this collection over the years since I added it to my collection, and yeah, I'm still not happy with it. But I'm also not really all that enthusiastic about having goes at either one of them. Now, for history, I am a bit excited for this. And that would be My Name is Read by Orhan Pamuk. That this is about miniaturist and miniaturist painting in the Ottoman Empire, and it sounds very interesting. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I've been wanting to read another book by Pamuk for a while, or have another go at him, because I think I ought to. I think I bailed on the Black Book ages ago. Now, science and math, this is more a case of me sort of like picking books, but not really being all that passionate about what I'm picking. Because I'm thinking of, for here, doing like a big anthology of science fiction stories, The Ascent of Wonder, which it's been a long time since I've dipped into, and I really ought to dip into it again. But I got an unexpected book haul earlier this month, and decided, well, maybe for math I could read The Martian by Andy Weir, which, if I'm honest, I'm not that enthusiastic for. And then for science, I could do a shorter, relatively speaking, anthology, The Locus Awards. But I don't know. I was looking at this collection and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, so that wraps up the. I'm running out of space here. They can go over there next to my pillow. The core subjects. So for the electives, I was going to go with drama or theater arts, home ec, and art. And the troubles returned with theater arts because I was thinking, well, maybe I could do Faust by Christopher Marlowe, and I'm not excited for that at all. Or something by William Ing, because I do have a collection of 4 plays. And again, I'm not really that super excited. So for home ec, I am a bit more excited. I have been wanting to read some like a cookbook all the way through, rather than just browsing it and selecting recipes at random. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I could do Sweet Enough by Alison Roman, which is a fabulous cookbook, and she is hilarious. And I tried several recipes from this collection, and they're really good. They've turned out, except for the rice pudding, which I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing something wrong or not. And then for art, I didn't want to do any manga because, well, it's basically like lately my entire weekends are devoted to manga, and the last 4 days of August, if everything goes according to plan, which it may not, my week's gone to hell in a handbasket. And today's not going to be terribly pleasant, as those texts are indicating. I was wanting to read some art books. I have a small collection, and I haven't really touched them in years. And much like with my writing books, I really need to either start using them or consulting them or get rid of them, even though I'm not entirely sure where I would be sending them off to. But I was thinking of reading, because I did look through my art books yesterday, and I might do that in a separate video tomorrow if there are no tag videos or anything. That I kind of want to have a go at How to Paint Portraits in Pastel by Joe Singer. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's an option, and I'll go ahead and put this back since it is right here. But if I did purge all of these books, I don't know where I would put them. Oh no. Okay, there we go. So that takes care of the back to school reading project. And I'm still not entirely sure if I should just bite the bullet and read them or just give into the chaos. And then for Garb August, I know for sure I want to have another go at Bret Easton Ellis and Dennis Cooper. So I was going to read Less Than Zero and The Sluts. And basically, no matter how these things turn out, if I enjoyed the books, then I'll keep them. And if not, then I will purge them at my next purging. Because I really should not be keeping books that I don't really enjoy having. But those two books were just really paltry, and I guess I am a bit excited to have a go at them again. But I wanted to add a few more books for August. And so I was thinking maybe I could do reread Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I'm well past overdue for a reread of this book. And maybe have a go at Tanith Lee, maybe The Birthgrave, or any number of other books I have by her. And probably a fatal decision I just randomly pulled off. The Magician by John Jakes and The Star Kings by Edmund Hamilton. Yeah, anyway, so, and then I pulled off some history for, because there's also Historathon, which I don't know. I'm not very satisfied right now with my reading and with my reading plans. So maybe I should just turn everything over and just mood read and see where it takes me. Although maybe that probably would be about as successful as having a structured plan. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm thinking maybe I could get to The Age of Wonder by Richard Holmes, because I think, mention that for the Historathon for this round. Also, The Holy Roman Empire by Barbara Spilberg Willinger for Women in Translation Month. I really wish I had more history and translation by women, because I think I've got 3 for sure. And well, I don't know if the biography of Golda Meir is translated or not, wherever it is. Um, but yeah, I really would like to have more, and actually more history and translation in general, because that can sometimes be interesting. Um, and then also going back to the Storathon, there's Holy Madness, which by Adam Zamoyski, which I really need to read at some point. And of course, I mentioned the Punic Wars this past week, and kind of would like to get to it. But anyway, I don't know. Hopefully, I can figure out what I want to do and either make a August TBR or just mood read. Although it's going to be fairly heavy manga as well. I mean, obviously, I'm going to do read up to date for an entire series, Friday through Monday, to round off August, and then I'll probably try to do some like Seven Deadly Sins and other series as well. So I don't know. Hopefully this video made some sense. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now and check and see what those texts were for. Hopefully they do not ruin my day further. And hopefully tomorrow will be a better day and I will have a much more fun video or much more interesting video. But anyway, BookTube, until I see you tomorrow, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.